Well, hello once again, my friends, my fellow ship lovers, my fellow ocean liner lovers, and my fellow modelers. I'd like to welcome you to another video, and this video is really special for me. I finally got a larger scale model to show you. I've shown you guys the Morro Castle, the Albatross little model, and I've shown you the book, and I've done a history on the Morro Castle, but today I get to actually show you a larger scale model of the Morro Castle. So let's go talk about this ship, give her the honor she deserves, and we'll go over to the desk where there's more light and more room, and I'll show you guys my latest model for my collection. Okay, so the box is pretty large. I'm glad they put the fragile, handle with care on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, and then I'll put it on the floor and I'll show you guys the contents. So this is either larger than I thought it was, or they were just being very careful when it comes to the packaging. Alright, so the first thing it has, it's kind of like a background. So let me show you guys that. So, again, this is the SS Morro Castle. And you can see some of the, well, first of all, look at the picture of her. I think she's gorgeous. And she did not deserve the fate that she got. Like I said, I had done the history of this ship, and I'm working on a timeline. I got the book right here. We've got the Thomas Gallagher Fire at Sea, the story of the Morro Castle. And what we're going to do, and actually what makes this one really cool as well, is this one's autographed. Unfortunately, it's not autographed to me, but it is autographed with Mr. Gallagher's signature. And what I'm doing is I'm taking notes and I'm doing a timeline of the actual ship and all the events that happened on it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using Mr. Gallagher's book, and I'm doing a timeline, and I'm going to do a special timeline video. So you can see this is the Morro Castle from the Ward Line, captained by Robert Wilmot, 31 years with the Ward Line. The fourth officer was Howard Henson. First officer Warnes. Quartermaster Samuel Hoffman. The purser was Robert Tolman. Second officer was Ivan Freeman. The chief officer was William F. Warnes, and he would be promoted to first officer. The chief radio operator was George W. Rogers, and that clown is the reason that she met her fate. Anyway, I'm doing a timeline. There is so, I mean, nobody, you couldn't even make this up. Hollywood couldn't do this any better. Between the captain coming down with a mysterious illness and being poisoned and dying, to the ship going into like a hurricane storm, it just, Hollywood couldn't have got it any better. So right now I'm up to, you can see all my notes, and we're up to the part where George Rogers was present on several occasions at the locations of the fire of a suspicious nature. The fires before the Morro Castle incident as well as after, none of which could have been proven. You'll understand more when I go through the notes and a timeline for you guys, and that's going to be coming out soon. But this is a result of George Rogers. They can't prove it, but it's pretty obvious. All the evidence screams to him. you can see a picture of Captain Wilmot, and there's a little write-up. The SS Morro Castle, a beautiful cruise ship with a tragic story. The SS Morro Castle was built for the Ward Line in 1930 for the voyages between New York and Havana, Cuba. She's 480 foot long. The vessel carried 489 passengers with a crew of 240. On the night of September 8, 1934, the ship caught fire. 139 passengers and crew perished in the burned out hull. When it finally beached itself at Ashbury Park in New Jersey, it was sit for several months as a grim reminder of the tragedy. And they actually wanted to make a tourist attraction out of her. But the smell that was coming off her from all the rotted food and the garbage and everything that was on the ship was too much for them to bear, and ended up being towed. And as fate would have it, her tow line would break and she would end up sinking, where she wasn't scrapped. So this poor ship deserved much better than that. Anyway, the model came with this, and I thought this was a nice touch. Really nice for a background for the model. All right, we're going to put this over here for now. We'll put the light on. All right. Unpacking instructions. Remove the bubble wrap from the boat cradle. Remove both ends of the cradle. Now cut the 3 pieces of the blue tape. Holding this side up, the cradle sides will now fold down, exposing the model. Carefully remove the blue tape holding the base down from the bottom and cradle. Watch out for the flags and the props. The model now free for display. So I'm going to be very careful with this. This was expensive, and I think this is unique and one of a kind. I'm going to be doing a scratch build of the Morro Castle, and this is actually going to help me because I've been looking for blueprints of the ship, and if there's anyone out there that has any information on where I can actually get the plans or the blueprints of the ship, can you let me know? I would really appreciate it, because I plan to do a scratch build of this beautiful vessel. Because up until now, no one else has done it. I haven't been able to find anything along those lines, and I want to honor this beautiful ship. All right, so looks like the outer bubble wrap is gone. Let's get the instruction sheet off. So I'll tell you, this was packaged very well, and I am very, very happy for that and grateful. So you can see, I don't know if you can see the note, watch out for the flags and the propellers when removing the tape. And look at her. She's beautiful. I got to get more information on this model. I want to know if this was something somebody custom built from scratch, or if this was actually some kind of a kit, or if this was for sale. Remove the packaging for now. And again, very, very, very well packed. I'll show you again. It came in this. Okay, I put the scissors away. So the first thing I notice is, let's check out the base. So everything is plastic, and I'm thinking that it looks like this was painted. And I'm thinking this looks more like a model of a different ship, and they painted and put the Morro Castle title on. You can see in the back they did a little bit of the customizing. A little messed up over here, but she actually did have the poop deck that was 2 levels, where you could have 2 levels to walk out on and enjoy, and finally the one on top. And you can see her promenade deck. There were more windows, like in the front, and this has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 14 lifeboats and 2 pontoons. And you can see the back. You can see her propellers, her rudder. And the ship is actually glued to the base, and it looks like there are a couple of holes where you could put to mount her to the wall. I'm not going to mount her on the wall. I got a special place in like a little hutch, little glass case that I have all my valuable stuff, my ship models in, and she's going to go next to her little cousin from Albatross Models. Looking around at the aft end of the ship, you can see the rear mast, and it looks like cargo cranes back there. You can see cowls on the top. You can see the flag in the back. She was part of the Ward line. And it feels like this is cardboard printed, but the SS Morro Castle, as seen in 1934, a haunting beauty. And you can see the smokestacks. Looks like they got a couple of washers on the tops of the smokestacks. Of course, the iconic black smokestacks with the white lines, as seen from the Ward line. Coming to the bow section, you can see the anchors. There is no name on the ship, though, at the bow or on the stern. Her home port was in New York Harbor. And you can see her bow. So this was a model that somebody took and altered it, painted it different, and then made it into the Morro Castle. I wish I would have taken a little bit closer look at it. You can see the promenade, the open promenade at the back. See the bridge and the wheelhouse. See how round that is? Whereas the Ward line, or the Morro Castle herself, was very, very box-like, very squared off. And I think there were 3 stories beneath the wheelhouse, but... So the base itself, you've got the holes where you can put it on nails and it can be mounted up against a wall. Or if you wanted to put it inside a display base that would light up, you could mount it to the wall. But checking out the promenade deck along the port side of the ship. You can see the anchors on the sides of the nameplate, Morro Castle. And again, this is not a model of the Morro Castle. This is a different ship, and there are subtle alterations to make it appear as the Morro Castle did. The biggest one being the double deck on the poop deck section. Looking down at the forecastle, you can see all the way in the front, I think the anchor crane, or the anchor winch. Yeah, I don't think she has an anchor crane, does she? I don't see one pictured. You can see the top. And the base that she's on, again, looks like it was from that model. It could be, I think it might have been painted, but it is plastic. Everything is plastic, and the plaque is cardboard. I would put this maybe 1/550-ish, 1/600 scale, 1/700 scale, somewhere around there. But I'll put her down for a moment. When I do mine, like I said, I want to be able to find the blueprints. And if any one of you guys out there know where I can get the blueprints for her, so I can do my scratch build, I'd appreciate it if you let me know in the comments, or you can message me. But see how beautiful she is? There are a few pictures. There's only one of her where she's not totally destroyed or on fire. You can see there's really sad photos. As they rode to shore. Some of the survivors. And that's really sad. And there's the burnt out remains of the ship, and look, you can see lifeboats that have never been launched. You can see the promenade deck. More burnt out pictures of the ship after she came to rest in New Jersey. That's not something you see every day. George Rogers. This is that absolute bullfrog face clown I was talking about. In the end, I hope he gets what he deserves. But this is The Fire at Sea book by Thomas Gallagher, and this is what I'm going to be doing the timeline on for the ship in a disaster. You can see the color photo on the cover. So I'll be releasing that video really soon. So my friends, I was really excited to show you guys this model, or the depiction of the Morro Castle. You can see some of the pictures that they have as a background or a display. The one I build is going to be a lot larger than this. I'm thinking mine will be, I want to do it in 1/200 scale, so I want to say almost 3 feet long, 3 feet long-ish. This one looks to be about 12 or 13 inches long. Well, my friends, I just wanted to share this with you, this model of this wonderful ship, or this depiction of a wonderful ship. So my friends, I thank you so much for watching. Until my next build, or my next video on the Morro Castle, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys really soon.